So we can do it again, yeah. Let's do that again. My name is Misha Zilberter. I am a staff research scientist in Yidong Wang's lab. I was originally born in Russia. My parents immigrated to the United States when I was a kid. I grew up in North Carolina and got my undergraduate degree in electrical and computer engineering in New Jersey, New York City area. And I got my PhD in neuroscience from Karolinska Institute in Sweden, from Stockholm. I wanted to continue and expand my horizons and do cutting-edge research in Alzheimer's disease, and Gladstone was just a natural choice, and when opportunity came, I jumped at it. I'd have to say my father was definitely the foremost and the first one. He introduced me to neuroscience and when I was a kid, later to electrophysiology when I was already an engineer, and kind of rekindled my interest in neuroscience and electrophysiology when I was thinking of moving on from my career as an engineer. My postdoc and PhD journey were kind of very independent. I had to figure a lot of things out on my own and kind of trial and error way. And I'd have to say that Yidong has been a very big influence and a big mentor to me. He taught me to look at the big picture, to ask the important questions, and not to be afraid of coming out of the box and thinking outside the box. Yeah, for sure. My main focus and my main expertise is electrophysiology. It's basically the science behind how brain cells generate electrical signals, communicate with each other. Also how brain cells use energy, produce energy, and deal with oxidative stress, and how all of that affects their electrical function. And mostly how neurodegenerative disease like Alzheimer's disease and epilepsy affect these pathways, and how these pathways play a role in disease. I'd have to say the fact that it's so multifactorial, meaning that it's a spectrum of symptoms, a spectrum of pathologies, and typical research tends to focus on one very specific mechanism, one very specific pathway. But in Alzheimer's, as it is with any disease of the brain, nothing's so simple. Everything's interconnected, and everything happens not in a vacuum, but as a totality. And that presents quite a bit of a problem in research, because how do you uncover one pathway and how it affects the disease progression when all the other pathways are interacting with it at the same time? So, yeah. But I think the tools that are now becoming available are really helping to drive the research forward. Well, now especially with the wide array of tools available for research, any good science requires a collaborative approach, an interdisciplinary approach. Electrophysiology is great for interrogating the electrical function of the cells and how that is affected by disease, but to really find out and dig down into the mechanisms which cause the electrical dysfunction, you need tools like RNA sequencing, proteomics, bioinformatics, and CRISPR even technology, which we recently used in our studies to validate mechanisms and to try to normalize or recover part of the function that's affected by disease. Well, I'd like to say guitar, but I've been playing 30 years and I've never gotten good at it. So, unfortunately, otherwise it's hard to say. Probably like handstands, somersaults, maybe. I was a gymnast when I was a kid.